saying that what I've been trying to do in the past few weeks is experiment with different things. Like you saw with some of the videos, I made them really long to see do people like them. Some of them I made them short. And then what I found is that actually whether the video is long or short, there are some people who are always gonna watch them. The sad thing though that I did that happened is that I then did ama podcast, as I said, ukuthi ngifuna ukuthi abantu beze ku channel and talk to people. And of all the videos that I've made, I'm a podcast, they have not done well before it. They have not. They have been like, my views, they are struggling. And knowing ukuthi I am on YouTube, and you know how important views are to us YouTubers. Affect my views, and once it affects my views, it also affects what I'm doing. And unfortunately for now, this coming weekend will be the last weekend where I will post my podcasts until we grow to a point where I have enough people watching my podcast. So right now it's really bad, because usually my videos, if you check which channel, the lowest videos, they are also just getting like about 2,000 views if the video is performing bad. But right now, okay, Tembinkosi Ntuli, Croatia won. Japan missed a penalty out 3. So that sucks, because how do you miss so many penalties? Minamino Kechi penalty qala, the second guy who took a penalty missed, the third penalty went in, but the fourth penalty he missed again. So that sucks. So yeah, Japan win, and I'm from Japan win. I don't want Europe just dominating football like that. Anyways, as I was saying, this weekend will be the last weekend where I will publish a podcast, because I've already recorded that podcast and will publish it this weekend with Uchali. So that will be the last podcast until the audience to equal it, because right now it's clear some of you, they don't want to watch that. And as you know, what I'm doing here, I want create content in my phone. If abantu they don't like podcasts, then I won't post podcasts, because then people will end up unsubscribing, and then that's not cool, you know. Anyways, good content, having said those things that are not so nice. So if you're coming in, guys, please make sure to leave a like. Please make sure to subscribe. If you're new in this channel, we speak everything Kaizer Chiefs. We review, we preview and review matches, and we react to things that are happening around Kaizer Chiefs. Comment. That's very important to me. That's very important for communication between me and you. So Siphesihle Maduna is linked with the Kaizer Chiefs, right? So it's an interesting link between the Chiefs and Maduna, because of one is that Veleman Maduna under OFFLOADED, he's not playing, right? For whatever reason, because Maduna is a really good player, but OFFLOADED akamdlalisi. And yet he lacks so much in going forward, because yet bench a player like Siphesihle Maduna. So it's just weird to me. I don't understand. So the Chiefs are now apparently looking to sign him, and you understand why. He's a good player for starters. That's why we should always start. He's a good player. The second thing is that he's 22 years old, so he fits the whole idea of what the Chiefs are rebuilding, and then they want to bring in a lot of young players to the squad, and Maduna would also fit into those players as well. And another thing that makes him interesting, Veluzwan has stated this in multiple times, ufuna ukuthi kube ne backup for Usekhota, and also Maduna is not really an attacker, is not really a winger. He plays as a winger, he can also play as a right or left winger, but mostly in position yake he plays as an attacking midfielder kumaZulu. But that's not to say he can't play as a winger, because he has played in those areas before. So what that makes him is a very useful player, because as we see even now, Gutumshini sometimes uyadlala as an attacking midfield, sometimes they play him as a right winger. You can see ukuthi even Omahlatsi noma engadlaliswa right now, but he can play as a left winger, he can play as an attacking midfielder. Same thing with Utoli, he plays an attacking midfielder, he plays as a right winger. So it seems like what Chiefs are doing is they are always trying to associate themselves with someone who can play multiple positions in a way, because angazi benzela ukuthi babe nama utility players ukuze umdlali kube makune position where elekhayo, then they can take that player and place them or play them in that position. And with Maduna it's gonna be the case. So I think from some of your comments, Anele says, what has Maduna done so special to be linked with the Kaizer Chiefs? I think some of these links, as I said, they make sense for different reasons, because if umdlali ena 22 as a South Africa and they show some potential in a way, then Ozwane or whoever is scout, or I'm sending it to scout, they look at that player and say, you know what, this player needs further coaching. This player was shining under Upeni Makat. Vela Mazulu have not like won anything, but under Upeni, Amazulu were even qualified for playing in Africa, and Maduna was there, part of that thing, and now he's not being played. So in a way, that potential that we saw Maduna under Upeni is now being nullified by being benched. So Chiefs is seeing that and they're saying, you know what, we should go for this player, go get him out, because kuzoba easy for us to get, because I'm leaving the most interesting part yakhe ukuthi he's a free agent. And so if he's a free agent, we know ukuthi team yethu njani. Guys, naze nathula bokuma comments, uyi free agent and Chiefs uzoba a free agent njalo by the end of the season. So if uzoba a free agent, they can sign him on a pre-contract this coming January, which will just cause more drama between the Chiefs and Amazulu, because this thing happened before with Ustebe, and Ustebe ended up being benched for the remainder of the season. But I don't think there's any difference manje with Maduna, because abamdlalisi, so they can't then complain ukuthi someone is coming in to sign a player pre-contract, because bona abamdlalisi. So why would they then have a beef with someone ozo sign umdlali? So Uzibele Tolobisa says, I personally would prefer Mayo rather than Maduna. Here's the thing with Mayo, ne? If ukhuluma ngoMayo wakwi Cape Town City, it's a very tricky transfer. It has nothing to do with how good he is. It just has to do with the team that he plays for. That's all. That's the problem with Umayo, ukuthi inkinga kuzoba ukuthi labantu abadlalelayo will just cause us trouble, izinto that we don't need, and they can complicate the deal, because they can. Some of these teams, and vele Cape Town City sesinaleyo relationship. Chiefs Cape Town City sekunaleyo relationship nje ukuthi Cape Town City ayisifuni, and because abasifuni angeke nje kusayini into yaphambili. Like serious, singababala nje abadlali asebesigile ngabo, but right now a relationship between Chiefs and Cape Town City is not the greatest. So because of that, you might end up seeing ukuthi Maduna would be the preferred target, because team yethu ayifuna ukukhokha, and masiqhamuka umdlalo free, they will go for him, because Umayo has been doing a lot to help himself in terms of transfer fee, and it's not going down, it's only going higher, because he's performing week in week out, and usebizwa nakwi Bafana, and because he's now an international player, that bumps up the amount of money that Cape Town City can want for him. Found another comment from Ukatleho. Guys, my comment section are open for everyone, so please comment. Katleho says, for me, he's good. He's a good player, but for Chiefs, he's not good enough. We already have Sehota, who is not a finished product yet. I think we should bring a player that is finished product. to compete with KG, I think KG, yeah. So I do agree in a sense. In a way, he's a good player, and long term he fits what the Chiefs wants to do. But we have a lot of young players at team right now who are still progressing, and kungaba tricky vele ukuthi ufike umlethe naye agcine seba womunye. Why am I forgetting kwathiwa singabe sambiza ngonyawupe, but ke ngoba ngiyalikhohle igama lakhe at this current moment ngizothi unyawupe because you have a player who came from Swallows that were all, well, not all of us, but me, I thought, oh my God, we have this player Umahlatsi. I was like, yes, this is good. Now Umahlatsi uyeza, Chiefs is going to be really good. Go amawingi, attacking midfielder as well, and then wafika with Chiefs wavela flat. And yena at least he was even playing with Swallows. But manje with Maduna, the other problem that could be there, ukuthi njengoba esho uKatlego, he's still growing. And with the Kaizer Chiefs, when you're playing for the Kaizer Chiefs, the problems that you have is that some fans will just not understand ukuthi usakhule ebholeni. With Chiefs, they will say, some fans will say, hey, Chiefs is not for normal players, Chiefs is for special players and all those things like that. And once people say that, value sinking, and just know when they start saying, "Ay, he's not special," this because already you are under like bantu. And the pressure with playing for Chiefs does not only come from Uguti abalandeli be Chiefs bafakana under pressure. It also just comes from the fact that other teams will say, hey, nangu kumdlalo wenu uyabheda, and then nabalandeli bethu begcina vele sebepost ukuthi awuvele uyabheda, and then what ends up happening is that the player bayibona lezi zinto and they end up underperforming vele because they know uthi played welcome played in yindaba bangafuni simbize ngonyawupe because he was playing for Swallows when he got that nickname ukuthi he's unyawupe igama lasekasi. Mhlambe I don't know, now uyambona nje uMahlatsi, mhlambe he wasn't the ngathini, mhlambe wayenobukhoteni esakhula, I don't know bani owazi ukuthi yini bamnikeza leyo nto, but manje usekuyi Chiefs and that name has a bad connotation ukuthi awu shuthi lo udla ama drugs and bezoze bambize ngonyawupe or something like that. Anyways, let's move on to comment ika Kailethu. To Kailethu, to be honest, we need 3 direct number 9s and Tabocel and Mendieta, then I think we are fine. Yay, angazi Kailethu, can you please tell me, do you think those number 9s we need them now in January, or you mean by June ukuthi makufika June kumele sign those players? Because I am holding my breath here when it comes to Chiefs signing abantu ngoJanuary. Why not quoted? Because I feel like as one hlekisa le comment, I wasn't expecting it. I said it, but then yeah. Anyways, I'm saying that Chiefs akusithi mongayithemba bafethu kwesinye isikhathi siyayithanda impela, but angikwazi ukuyithemba ngithi no, yabona ke ngoJanuary, yabona nje this coming month Chiefs has everything in order. I doubt that. I doubt it. Yes, I doubt it. Even indaba kaBlom, I think they might have struck a deal with him ukuthi bazomsayina bamnikeze a contract. If they have come to that agreement, I think they will just hold it off until somewhere in end of January to announce it, so that they will say, oh, we did good business this January transfer window and we kept Ublom. I think Ublom, they can keep him for them to just say, oh yeah, we kept Ublom, so stop complaining because we've done something for you people. What are you doing? Be grateful. So angithembi Chiefs with ama signings. So thinking we can get more than one player in January, it's pushing it. I think we might get one and then sign 3 or 4 on a free transfer, then ngoJune sesiyabasayina labo badlali. Yeah, but ngeke uthi uzibele Dolobisa, welcome. What about this boy from Galants Otladisa? That boy has been raising his hand there. We should be putting pressure on the management, not accept this thing of their buying average players. The question is, how do we put pressure on the management? You know, because tell me how Chiefs responds to Abalandile. I mean, we are sitting here right now. It's December 2022. 2021 abantu babhikisha bathi sifuna women's team, sifuna ukucompete, sifuna ukwenza this, sifuna ukwenza that. And the Chiefs, if I can count the demands that they've met, they've done a squad overhaul. Questionable because yes, they released players, but they did not sign a replacement for those players, which means it was almost there with the squad overhaul. Lowering the average age, yes, it was there. I think I will review it in some of the videos, but we went through that list. But as izinto that are important, like ama likes, please do like. As izinto ebalekile, like ukuthi for a club ukuthi sibe nama relationship nalama team ePSL, they have not done that much. And because lama teams la, like mangathiwa, we have a good relationship with the Arrows, we have a good relationship with Marumo Gallants, because manje awusazi noma iChiefs ine beef no Marumo Gallants yini. Because if njengadigressa kancane, why did we even get to a point where we had bad relationships with teams? We had bad relationships with teams because iChiefs developed a reputation yokuba nobukhothe nje ukuthi they just go behind people and try to sneak in ama deals and sign players bengavumelekile, and because of that iChiefs have a bad reputation, and because of that teams didn't want to work with us. That's how this thing came about. And then yafika indaba kaPule Moding ngoJuly lwesibuya kuye, sahluleka kumsayina, then kwaqala kwaba nama Twitter battles. Manje uArrows siyaveza ukuthi ayibo thina sikaze sithi sifuna that much, which shows then ukuthi the repairing of relationships between our teams has not really started. We just have these two teams, the Arrows, the Swallows, the Stellenbosch, who we have a good relationship with. But when it comes to the rest of the teams, nothing. So that's just a thing. Ebhlungu ukuthi atladisa nabo uzothola ukuthi Gallants would rather sell that player to Pirates, because asazi nangoNdlondlo ukuthi kwenzakalani. We knew ukuthi uNdlondlo, everyone was saying we need another creative player. uNdlondlo could be a good player. uNdlondlo could help the team. None. But kwathi nje nyanya walinkwa neChiefs yaqhamuka iPirates yathi once. That's what they did. Like I didn't see uNdlondlo coming for Pirates, but it just happened because Pirates, when they do their things, I'm not trying to what's this thing, to praise other teams, but they do their business and they get it done, and that's it. And as much as Sibakhulu even than the Pirates themselves, but asikhombisi lokho thina, kuvele nje kulokhu kwenzeka nje izinto ongayiboni kahle ngeChiefs, and then Pirates act decisively and they do their things. You can say Sundowns has more money and we can't compete with them, but you can't say the same for Pirates. I think Pirates has imali, but not imali leqhakayo ukuthi ungaze uthi asikwazi nakucompete even nePirates ukuthi wena vele basayina noNdlondlo. So long story short, even Otladisa too available, iChiefs can sign him. I think because uzobiza imali, he might end up not being signed. So mbone segijima lapha kuPirates nabo Lodge vela badlali oPule bano30. uPule yazibe ngithi mncane than that, for some reason. He's much older even than uLodge. By the way, guys, for those of you who are interested in FIFA content, I bought me a PlayStation 5 last week to create a content Kaizer Chiefs, who I'll be playing, coaching Chiefs from a lower division in the not the Premier League, and then advancing to see Guti, can I reach the Premier League. So that will be interesting. Go subscribe to Man Cave Esports channel, and then I was supposed to start posting this week, but then I was still fixing in that Guti how I'm going to plan the video out and how I'm going to post. So ngizoqala ngiposte ngizon-update kusasa as well ukuthi when I'm going to start posting those videos. But in the meantime, go subscribe to Man Cave Esport. Man Cave Esport. Okay, angibuyele kuma comments. Blade uthintuli, we can't afford misbehaving players. Our squad is still young and it will have a negative effect on them. Manak ubanike lo khuluma ngaye ke manje. Oh, okay, sesifunda uThemba Inkosi Ntuli. Mpilo, I've watched Maduna when we played them ku-MTN 8 knockout. He was superb, but my worry ukuthi ngizobe khuluma ngaye ngebehavior yakhe ngokusho kwe-social media. Ayeke kwavele kwasinda ke. Hayi yabona inkinga ke phela leyo ke. Bengayazi ke yabona le. That's why I love doing ama live streams. I get interaction live right now. Nani ma content izwile or that you know. Comment on. I didn't know ukuthi there are things like that. Wow, we'll definitely have to look into that. Utu played in Tuli, we can't afford misbehaving players. Our squad is still young and it'll have a negative effect on them. That's definitely true. Especially if a 22-year-old is already misbehaving. So maybe then it makes sense why bempencha a quality nje. So thanks Themba Inkosi, I didn't know. And then Unhlanhla Manana is saying, is there anyone on this platform who is able to explain the current Chiefs transfer policy? Yabona ke mina wena Nhlanhla ngizokuexplainela i-transfer policy ye-Chiefs. Are you ready? Awuthi ngilule. Okay, ngizokutshela ke manje. This is the transfer policy ye-Chiefs. Ready? Go. 1. Look for free agents. 2. Look for players on their last year of their contract. 3. Try by all means to not pay anything. Those are the things that the Chiefs have been doing. Mawuthatha siqale sibheka i-free agent. Makukuthi asiyithola i-free agent, siyekho umuntu okuyiye yokugcina ye-contract yakhe. Makukuthi akekho free, the next thing that we do, sizoya kule team le ayidlalelayo sizama ukuthi simthole mahala noma ne-contract. That's what we do. Like, how many deals have fallen through even when i-Sundowns were not involved? Mina ngizoloku ngisho ukuthi thina lento ekade show above sengikhohle ukuthi comment gaba akumele siyeke nje Chiefs siloku siyidefend. Siyidefenda thina team yethu ngoba siyayithanda. It makes sense. We love our team, and if you love someone you defend them noma sebe wrong kwesinye isikhathi. But nje ba wrong kwesinye isikhathi because they are always chipping out and it's affecting how the team is performing. Please guys, continue to like the video if you are enjoying. Oh, by the way, if you are not enjoying the video, dislike the video. It's the same. But do one thing. If you like. If you dislike. Ungabi neutral kodwa like noma dislike. Thank you. Next one is George Uzenande. George, hey Zenande says we need Katlego Otlatisa, Junior Mendieta, Pulemodi, and 2 strikers. Yabo ega Otlatisa. Okay, I have addressed it to good. I think kuzo depend on good relationship with Mendieta. It depends, yes. Ega Mendieta is one deal that, as much as he's rated, he will cost 8 million, market fee is 8 million. I think it's doable. The reason why I think it's doable, it's because of the fact that Chiefs can do some swap deal of sorts, like send Okoli or even send some of the players that we have on loan to Stellenbosch because of a good relationship. But with Otladisa, until Chiefs signs a player from Gallants, then I will know there is a relationship there. so maybe ngaqala ngayo ukuthi sibone ukuthi okay they sign Otladis. With Pulemodi, it's very possible ke Pulemodi if Pirates don't get involved, or if anyone doesn't get involved in deal ka Pulemodi. That's one thing that can happen with Pulemodi ukuthi sikamsayini, because again he fits good transfer policy at Chiefs ukuthi he's a free agent. I mean, he's a player on his last year of his contract, so we can sign him on a pre-contract. Then as for two strikers, yeah, maybe one manje ngo January, but Uzwan has come out a couple of times and talked about how they need a backup for UKG. No me khuluma nge-striker, but mostly ngathi nje a backup for UKG. So ngathi indaba i-point ekutheni bafuna ama winger kahle, so sizobona ukuthi priority yabo izoba kuphi. And then uthi uKhomoto Moko, I would like to see both the Mayo brothers get at least two strikers. I feel Balint and Fiston would be great. Offload Cole Nange, Vuma, Dube, Matoho, said to say, but billiards too. Yabo ega yalabadlali that you're talking about, because now I have my own list of players that I think will be offloaded. When it comes to the Mayo brothers, nayo sengikhulumile ngayo vele indaba yomayo ukuthi the first one, it depends on the Cape Town City ukuthi how they want to deal with us. And when it comes to I would like to see the Mayo brothers, uBalin no Fiston Mayela, into engasisiza ngabo vele ukuthi well uMayele is quality and uyadlala kahle ekabhaji na abam assess sibone ukuthi wenza kanjani, but yeah, until ngimbone edlala performer then angeze ukusho lutho that much. And then we have indaba yokuoffloada uCole noNange. Angeke ngiphikise lapho. uCole noNange, they don't fit kahle right now kwi squad. uCole, we have seen him every time that he has played ukuthi he struggles. No Nange naye, and into esenzakala manje ukuthi if they stay in the team they will be kind of a barrier of entry for Lokunja for intwana yakazwane. So vele bona I don't see future yabo being so bright with Chiefs, so they might probably have to just leave the team and be used kulama deals, because if good or one of them, I think both of them still have a year with contract yabo. So if we do release them, we should not just release them but find a way of using them with swap deal. But then the other team will know what they trying to release these players, so actually have the upper hand. So that might end up forcing the Chiefs to do lento abayenza ngoAgayo ukuthi they first transfer listed him, but then they ended up just releasing him because they saw good no one was coming for him. So I think that's the issue we'll have with uCole noNange. The advantage though of releasing those players is that I think noma bengaholike as uBilliard or uDoli, but they still have significant amount of salary, and that opens up a wage budget for other players that we can sign and then pay them imali. As for uMatoho, uDuba, I don't know. Wait. Uthi uvuma, release uvuma. Mas release uvuma phela sesele noKhune who might retire in a year, no Peterson, and then basically sekunomlife from development, but asena depth go keep. So I don't think uvuma should be released at this point, not when we don't have a backup even, because asinayo ne backup e right kahle. If mangathi uKhune ngoba elimele nje sekuvimba uPeterson, something happens to Peterson, sengena uvuma sekuba usemva kwakhe sekumlife, and then after that we have nothing. So yeah, kuzoba trick. And then you also talked about releasing Matoho vele ngoJune. I don't think they will renew his contract. I think uzohamba, and yeah, that would be it, and it will help. And Skubeke, no Dube naye, no Billiard, those are players that will finish the season, and then that will be it. Ngeke besabuya ku Chiefs because yeah, kunje. Blade with Kaizer Nyaupe Chiefs. Kaile to Chanchi, Mr. Zwane, please give Mahlatsi a chance to prove himself because Lomfana upete ushugel. Hey, indaba kaMahlatsi siyoyilwa size singene ethuneni. But hey, ekaMahlatsi ngempela I hope ngizolokhu ngishilo, I hope uMahlatsi bafethu mina comes back and impress because hey, it's not looking really nice for umfana yabo. And then bese ethi uBlade nathi lento yo free agent players is hurting our reputation, guys. It obviously is. We are called all names like all free agent FC and it just creates a bad reputation yokuthi laba bafuna ama free agent, which is just confusing ukuthi why do we have such a reputation as a biggest club in SA? Right, bangaba nemali laba or Sundowns, but thina at least to say at least noma singasayini 5 good players per season, but we sign one marquee signing and then we can build around them and they fit into the style of play with the team. Hayi ukuthi uvela be stand out yedwa beseceleni and then the rest bathwele kanzima. So thina sihluleka ukwenza lokho. Makukuthi siyayisayina a marquee signing, a big player that we're signing or whatever, but you bengafit futhi ku squad, and then it makes you question the whole thing ye recruitment ye Chiefs ukuthi yini inkinga yabo, yini ngempela inkinga yabo. I really thought Ndlondlo will end up in Naturen. Nami ngicabanga kanjalo. Actually, I never thought fully 100%. I was like, yeah, it would make sense at Chiefs, but I never like got convinced because njengamanje the way Chiefs has disappointed me ngayo with ama signings, it just makes me go like mabislinka nomdlalo ngivele ngithi okay, maybe that will happen, but it never happens to do ukuthi ngithi I'm 100% sure about this. Our team is not make sure. Bese to Anele, just subscribe to your other channel. Thank you Anele. If you can, maungakhopha nje link from that other channel, we paste like my comments because I would like that abanye abantu because mangithi Man Cave abaz uspele kanje kanzima nayo lo Man Cave, but Man Cave mancave esport. Welcome home Anele. That's gonna be a very nice channel. Ngizongibona ngidliwa kwi FIFA mangidliwa ngikhale. Ngizothenga necamera futhi kuze ngizokwazi ukubonakala ukuthi I'm crying and I'm losing. Yeah, so usibuzi phozonke uthi ithini indaba kaMaduna. Oh, ngikhulumile ngendaba kaMaduna earlier on in the video, so rewind uyoyibuka leqaleni because ngeke ngisaqala phansi ngichaze, but in short ukuthi iChiefs yamfuna tuyamfuna, but then there are issues nabo bantu bethi there might be disciplinary issues with him, so that's a problem, but Chiefs may sign him because amazulu amdlalisi. Yeah, that's what's up. Sisidlulile kuMaduna. Athi ulinda Mlindos, mina ndifuna ukwazi nje qala ba ingaba simnandi ngokwaneleyo emapaleni. Epaleni abadlali bethu they what's this thing, they have not convinced really ukuthi they are ready to succeed ukhona. Interesting, you'll hear interesting thoughts kule podcast ya Saturday that I'll post this Saturday. I'm sure some people don't like Charlie for some of the views that he shares about our goalkeeping situation, but ngizoyeka leyo until Saturday because it's some kind of an interview or podcast. Sbu Utimayo ufunwa Sundowns and they've submitted offer to City and they will get him cause it development and Akubeket, I think Dube didn't get a fair chance and Stebe needs to improve. Siqale ngamayo, once kwaba ne Sundowns involved, let's just forget about it, right? Let's just forget about it because ubezoba inkinga vele on his own ukuthi simsayine, but mase kune Sundowns involved, just know ukuthi Chiefs is not going anywhere near that player. So yeah, By the way, I forgot to say thank you, Anele, for subscribing to the other channel. Subscribe to MenKV Sport. I'll be posting FIFA content, playing FIFA there. And then I think Dube didn't get fair chance and Stebene to improve. So in the Dube Buffett, yabo Dube angazi ukuthi kwenzakalani. Bambone ba ne good season for Richards Bay, obviously leading up to their promotion in Richards Bay, and you can in that failed attempt yokuthi bafike, because I think they got promoted after I left them, or the same season Sankotli. Yeah, because this is their first season, the other season bahluleka. So I think indaba kaDube angazi noma kwakuyi panic buy noma yini, because uDube is a player that I feel like he's a solid 6, maybe like uzo defender, because angaze ngimbone Dlesa or something like that I've questioned, maybe 6'5", but when it comes to what is special about him, again, this is not me dissing any player, it's just that there comes a time in a player's career where you like, okay, they are good enough, but what is special about them to play for the Chiefs? You understand? Like, for instance, Udove, he is quick, same left-footed player. He is quick, he can make passes, he has good recovery, he has some experience. So you can say a thing or two about him. Solomon's, people can talk about how we are Kichi, but that same pace is the same pace that helps him to recover so well. You understand? You ask Uhlanti, then Uhlanti comes in with bringing any experience with his left foot. He can deliver, he has been around the block, and he will give you a solid defensive display, but going forward he has not contributed that much. And then you have Udube, who's just a defender, and that's it. So most comparison okwenika usubona ukuthi okay, akafiti la. So sekunaleyo nto ukuthi ayikho into angenayo kuyo that much that makes him be a Chiefs, be a player that Uzwane can say, you know what, if I have Udube, I have a solid team. So that's the problem with Udube. He's just being affected. There are players who are better than him in the team, so it sucks for him. And Sithebe needs to improve. I agree. Yazi indaba kaSithebe nama likes ayingiphathi kahle. Ala khuphuka ama likes, ala noSithebe perform. Sibuyele la. uSithebe is angazi whether he got affected by ukuthi he wanted to impress too much yini, and in trying to do that he then failed to do even the simplest thing that he should have done, like give us a performance set just by giving us an okay performance, right? But yeah, it was like, even with Umathi, I think Umathi, coach Uzwane, worked in engasazi ukuthi amkhiphe because vele there were many changes that were happening, but both of them were just like trying to impress, to show what we are here, we're trying to change things, and begcine seberana out of steam. And because of that, uSithebe, by trying to play those long balls, impressive passes and all that stuff, agcine sewalahla amabhola a lot, and because he was losing so many balls when he's trying to pass forward, and then that's the very reason that made his stance in the team very bad. So if he had kept things simple, then we wouldn't be in a situation where we are questioning Sithebe, because he is a good player, but because he has had performances that were bad. Now sekubanga to yaboza, and it doesn't have to be a Chiefs, but I do think he's a good player. He just needs to get his head in the right place. Ouch. And then he'll be fine. Next is Unhlanhla. Uthi, this free players strategy is embarrassing. I'm not saying they need to splash and sign everyone, but I expect them as a huge club to hold their own on the transfer market. Yeah, and in that next I will be waiting to see what happens in June, because ngeke ngiqeda ukuthi sithole lucrative deal, so ngeke ke ngitshela ukuthi ngizohluleka ukusayina because this lucrative deal should help us get somewhere. So if they don't do anything, zobona ukuthi kahle kahle badelela thina wena Nhlanhla. And Mandla says, did everyone see this boy Mabena boy with the under 17? Yo, Chiefs must sign. Nope, angaze ngimbone. But udlala kuphi? Alungitshela, where does he play Mandla? This Mabena. And then Uzibele Tolobisa says, I second Etsibuzipo zonke. I feel like the type of football we are playing now would suit Dube better. So the player that he would come in and replace in Kumbule Bafethu Guti, that would be Udove. Or the follow-up question would be Uguti. So because some people like me have been saying, hey, maybe if Udove played good left back, he would offer us more than what Hlant is offering. The problem with that, Uguti, you are breaking a system that's already working because Udove brings the balance, pace in the middle. If you play Udube alongside who's this guy, alongside Ukwinika, then now you have a problem. You have two slow players playing together. They don't have a good recovery speed, and we're playing high line. So Udube usenenkinga already. So it's really hard to take out Udove from that position, because besides the fact that he's been our standout player, he has been our standout player because of the very same attributes that we want him to use to left back. But if we take him to left back, we're breaking the system and we're taking Uhlanti, who is not as quick as Udove, into Yabo. So it's a calculation. And if ubona vele how Uhlanti is now being used at Chiefs, he's not being used like uSolomon's ukuthi overlap phambili, but he's being used to tuck into midfield ukuthi azobreak ama-counter ama-team. I still feel like he can still do better even in that role, but I'll leave it there, that one. And then Damanda says, by the way, I think Jalen, what does Da mean? I think Da means Mr. or something, but I think it's cool, so now I'm using it, but I don't even know what it means, guys, to be honest. Da, Mr. It's a way of saying a respectful name or saluting someone. Yeah, but I've heard people saying da so and so, so now I'm saying it da because whatever, I'm trying to find a way of addressing someone without making them feel super old, but still addressing them respectfully, because I don't want to call them chief, not just say parliament, but someone asked me to call them chief. Anyways, says Dube is good for Baxter, Hunt and Wintendorp, but for Zwanebol. Yeah, agreed, because of Velen and then let me just say, Sehau Mohale says, just got home from work, glad I caught the live. Yes, it's coming to an end in a few minutes, but yeah, guys, I enjoy the interacting with you like this. My comments masinga push nje lama likes afike 50. How about that? Kunabantu about 43 who are watching, 349 views. Can we just take the likes up, please? And if you're watching this after the live, also make sure to like the video. And then I think Transnet School of Excellence, I think Mabena plays there. Not sure if that has changed. If he's good enough, well, and he's free, Chiefs will go and snatch him, because yeah. Now, I said I was going to talk about the World Cup, but Skulmenge World Cup, so I'm not going to talk about World Cup because it's Skulmenge World Cup. And then I was talking in another podcast, Gamashian. I think a situation Gamashian, situation where I think he should just leave the Chiefs at this point, not because he sucks, but ngobi polala keliaf and ilifang impela because he's not being played. And I don't think we were talking Uguti. It doesn't even seem like Uzwane sees him as an option to play anywhere ground for the Chiefs, so in any position. So if the fact that he's not being played like this, him staying is just making him worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And when the time comes for him to move anywhere else, kuzobe kind of too late, because uzogcina sedlalela or Galansi, then ahluleke Galansi, then sesidlala like APC Motsepe. it's just akahambe manje while he still has some street cred or whatever. Because one other thing that I don't want Chiefs to do is to be graveyard for a talent like his Sundowns. I want our players to come to Chiefs and grow and become better. So I think, I think you're right, Blade. Go Stellenbosch, ama teams that are competing for something, because he's good enough to play in a team that's competing for something. But right now, he's not good enough to be in a team that is in the highest level. Ugood let him a competitor that's there in the conversations, and then Zimbon would, oh, now Mashian. And because he's so good, he can make his way back to Chiefs, just like Okwinika did. So that's my thing. Yes, when I played, when Mr. Mandla lapana ukuthi njalo ngangitshela ukuthi uta what it means. Ala ngitsheleni, what does ta mean? Ta, TA. So when someone says like ta played, what does that mean? Yes, so kade ngibhalile la no Hadebe ukuthi vele naye I think he should go like on a loan again, because I feel like there's still hope, there's still a chance for him. I think if angahamba angayi ku Swallows either, mhlambe mayinga alone to lama teams that we have a relationship with, not the Swallows, Stellenbosch would be a good option for him as well, because he needs to be in a team that is competing for something, yet not so relaxed to go to know we're just surviving to be in the league, because agna so leso spirit let's go out. Kumela beklama team la that believe good they can achieve something, and nae uzoba kuleyo environment where he can think, I can be better, I can improve my football. And then the next one, analysis that final killed it did in the final Champions League. He's never been the same. He's never been the same after that final. Martian needs to go to Stellenbosch, and then but they must all go on loan, rather sell Nang straight to Stellies and get Van Veek. We are Mtanda Van Veek. Nang sengitshelile play to Tita is a slang that means bra. It's better. Now I'm talking slang. Tamandla, I agree, it doesn't sound right. Uguti happy. Ega happy mina ngisafuna ukuyibona. Ukuthi nganzima vele to get him back if usimdayisa, because angabe sefuna ukubuya ezodlala. But now we did it with Quinik, and he's a starter now with Chiefs. So it could be a good one to go back and to the team and improve himself and come back to Chiefs. Zibele Tolobisa says Uta is like a slang way of saying put, specifically here in the Eastern Cape. The word is added to someone's name that just got back from the mountain. Okay. Vele yakhuluma ngentaba ke manje, right? Ngizothola elinye igama ke eli alternative elizoba neutral, elizoba respectful, ukuthi umuntu noma mdala noma mncane I can address them respectfully. Anyway guys, that's the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm signing out now. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. And until next time, remember, Ikosi alipheli umoya. This would be a good time for me to play some music like in the dan 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 dan.